it's a hard one. I thought our guys really competed and played hard. Even when Purdue was making a run, like we were fighting. We got a little sloppy with the ball. You can't have 17 turnovers against any Big Ten team, but especially not Purdue. They're too efficient offensively. And I thought a lot of our turnovers were sloppy. We were just in a rush or either trying to hit a home run instead of just making the easy play. And some were, credit to, Purdue. They forced a couple of those turnovers. It seemed like in the second half, when they got going, we couldn't make a shot or a layup. Especially in those first, 6 minutes where they kind of got back in the game and took the lead. And we had some looks. And you gotta knock those down, when you're playing a top 12 team in the country, and a Matt Painter coach team. And so, credit to them. I thought, their leadership and stuff, they really came out the second half with an edge and, shot 60% and got to the free throw line a lot in the second half.
Questions?
Did losing Zoom right at the start of that second half add to the run for Purdue?
I don't know. They got it going. Their energy was really good. But it's stuff that Zoom's got to continue to go through. Like there's going to be games like that where it's hard or you're in foul trouble and we got to continue to guard without fouling. And he'll learn from it. But yeah, I mean, anytime one of the main ball handlers comes off the court, it is hard.
Now tonight for a half, they look like a Danny Sprinkle team. I mean, they look tough, and this runs in contrast to what happened at Michigan State. How do you? I know how basketball goes. It's an up and down thing with emotions and stuff like that. But how do you reconcile what happened at Michigan State to? Was it coming home or was it just paying the dues in that Michigan State game and realizing that wasn't fun at all? You just saw two different Husky teams in the space of a week.
Yeah, I thought we played hard at Michigan too. I thought we responded after that Michigan State game, but I don't know if you watch a lot of the Michigan State games. They've beaten some other teams by 50 points in league this year. They beat Nebraska by like 42, and so it's not just us. They're really damn good, and it's hard to go play there, and it is a long travel, all that stuff. But we still didn't play with the energy that we should have at Michigan State, and like I said afterwards, that's on us, and we control our energy and effort. But you do have to give credit to Michigan State and how damn good they are, too.
Missing DJ Davis, but
we played really well the last two games without him, and we've actually shot the ball really well, too, and our defense has been tremendous.
Great have green light on the threes. I know earlier in the year he took a couple of threes you weren't happy with, but does he pretty much have the green light right now?
Yeah, I mean, if he keeps going 5 for 5, but he didn't, there was no hesitation, he was in rhythm. It wasn't like some of his threes, they've been, where the other team's making a run and we settle. That's not the time we need that shot, not from anybody, And tonight I thought they were all in rhythm. His footwork was great, and he was confident because he's capable of doing that.
Coach, what kind of adjustments did they make in the second half? Trent Kaufman-Renn and Braden Smith are really good players. Well, what did you see that they did differently in the second half compared to the first?
To be honest, I thought they just played harder. I'm sure, Coach Painter got after him at halftime. I thought in the first half we got the majority of the 50-50 balls, and we're scrapping, we're playing hard. And then they raised their level in the second half. And, they went down low early. I think trying to get great in foul trouble. And Kaufman he's a good player. He made a lot of shots over us tonight. And as a collective, they got a couple layups, but they scored a lot of baskets over us. Which if you're going to give anything up, that's what we have to give up. And he's a damn good player that made a lot of good plays.
Danny, kind of zooming out a little bit and just looking at the season, particularly in conference right now. Do you feel like this is growing pains for a program that's rebuilding, your first-year coach, and, you're going to take your lumps, or are you looking at this right now as just a tough season?
Yeah, I'm just looking at it as a loss right now. Like I said, we we did some things well enough to win, but we didn't do it for 40 minutes. You know, like same thing at Michigan. You know, like you can't play 32 good minutes against these teams that are top 15 in the country, any Big Ten team. And so, you know, we have to play cleaner. You know, we're still too sloppy with the basketball. We have some really careless turnovers, and you know, and at the end, like you can't miss layups at this level. You miss a layup, it's a layup at the other end, and you know, teams are doing a good job finishing against us, and we need to do the same. Like when we're in the paint, we gotta score those.
You mentioned Purdue played harder in the second half. Was there anything defensively that you noticed from your guys that they kind of did differently in the second half rather than the first?
No, you know, I thought we were still chesting up. They made shots. You know, I thought Smith really got going. I thought he got a little more aggressive in the ball screen. You know, we were trying to trap him on any DHO or any ball screen. I mean, he might be the best point guard in the country. And, you know, the last 5 games, I think he's averaging like 22 and 11 or 12 assists a game. And that's why they're beating teams by 23 a game the last 5. And so we wanted to make sure that we really concentrated on him and got the ball out of his hands. And once we did, you know, like I said, Kaufman, they hit him on the short roll a lot in the second half. He made a couple floaters, you know, got to the rim, you know, scored down low. And then when we weren't scoring, it puts so much more pressure on your defense. You know, you're not going to hold Purdue down for 40 minutes defensively. They're too good offensively. And so we knew they'd have some spurts, but that's when you have to score to kind of stymie those.
Any other questions? All right, thanks, Coach.
You bet. Thanks.